Hello, everybody. Good evening. Good evening. I know that I'm a new face here on the Heal Instagram account, but I'm excited to be here. And we're just going to give a few people some time to join in before we get started. For those of you that have never seen me before, I've actually been a part of the Heal team it's amazing to see people come in. If anyone could just let me know that you can hear me okay, just so I could just see a thumbs up or even just a yes, just to make sure that's coming through nice and clean, that would help a lot. But thank you for being here. I know that a lot of you have become accustomed to seeing Adam Schomer in this spot over here. Oh, thank you. I see hello, Gabe. Hello. Hi there, guys. Thank you for joining in. Really appreciate you guys being here and for verifying that for me. So yes, I know a lot of you are used to seeing Adam Schomer in this slot on Wednesdays. He is actually traveling today. He wanted to say sorry to all of you that he's not online, but he was also really happy and excited to give me this opportunity. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Mark DeNicola. I was just calculating it earlier today. I've been a part of the Heal team, especially on the social media side of things, for 7 years now. It's amazing to realize that. I feel like Adam and Kelly have been a part of my family for so long now, but you don't realize till you actually calculate it. So it's incredible to be a part of this family. I'm incredibly grateful to Kelly and Adam for everything that they've allowed me to be a part of, and it's been really cool from a social media perspective to see this audience grow. And Kelly's done such a wonderful job at not only bringing the documentary, which is the core of everything, to life, but then also expanding that into the book, which if those of you who haven't read it yet, be sure to pick up a copy of that. It has double the content of the original documentary and offers so much more. And then now she's also doing the podcast, which is wildly popular. And getting to be behind the social team that brings that to you is incredibly exciting. But tonight, why am I here? I'm here to guide you through a meditation that's going to be centered around reducing anxiety and also strengthening every single one of you to become more resilient in the face of anxiety, to give you more of an internal strength and also a tool by practicing this meditation on your own to just feel more capable and to really ingrain within you the strength that we all do have within us, that panic, anxiety, depression, all these different things can often lead us to not feel like we have within us, but we do all have that. I'm a very firm believer of it. Once again, my name is Mark DeNicola. I do work with the Heal team, and anxiety is not something that is brand new to me, so we're just going to give people more time to just log in. In the meantime, I'll give you a little bit more of a spiel on who I am, and then I'll dive a little bit into what we're going to do tonight. But ultimately, it will be a meditative practice, a guided meditation that I will take you through. In terms of myself personally, I've actually have quite extensive experience with anxiety. It goes back, I want to say close to a decade ago now, where I really was kind of hit in the face with very severe anxiety. It became a very unexpected real part of my life, with my most severe, if I'm being very vulnerable and honest, my most severe anxiety attack being one that literally persisted for over 7 days. It was one that was so real, so intense, that I thought that was going to be my forever state of being. It was going to be something that I was going to forever have to live with. And even when it eventually subsided, if the anxiety was gone, it almost became just as bad to be in fear of that next time that it would come. So whether I was actively in it or I was afraid of it happening at any point, it was crippling. It was holding me back to the point that I knew I didn't want to let this be my reality any further. So I had to really dig deep, and I became really curious, and I dived into a lot of different modalities, both from the Western and the non-Western world, of things that you could do to try and remedy. And I was very open with a lot of it. I saw different practitioners, I tried different methods, including guided meditations and other things. And of course, along the way, I came across and discovered a lot of them that didn't work so well, but then I also discovered a lot of them that worked really well. And what I've done since then is I not only continue to apply those and continue to share them with people as I interact with them in person, but I also put together like a course along the way that if any of you are interested, feel free to just direct message me. I'll make sure in the description it mentions my thing. I'm happy to help people get access to that content. It's a collection of everything that I found to be the most profoundly effective for me personally to conquer my own anxiety, and also for the other people that I counseled, both individually and in group sessions or through guided meditations like this. But again, thank you guys for being here. We're just going to start in about a minute or two. We're just going to give a couple more people a chance to go on. If you want to tell me in the chat where you're here from, I personally am in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. I know that most of the Heal team's over there on the west coast of the US, so I'm giving you a different vibe to it today. I'm giving you north of the border on the east coast over here. But we're definitely going to get into it. I'm really excited to be here. I'll quickly just take a second in the comments just to type out my personal Instagram, just in case any of you just want to DM me after about to talk about any questions or anything like that. Awesome. I'm seeing Australia, South Florida, Montana, amazing, Princeton, There's just awesome. So there's my Instagram account. You can hear the Canadian. I just said A too. It just comes out sometimes. When you're around people from Canada all the time, you don't realize that there's an accent. But even when I talk with the Heal team, who are all U.S. based for the most part, they also tell me that they hear it. Boston, Brampton, all right, a fellow Ontarian up here in Canada. Hawaii, Alberta, amazing. Seeing so many people from Toronto, Green Bay, Ventura, Seattle. This is awesome to see so many people coming together. Phoenix, Seattle, thank you guys. It's incredible to have so many of you online with me tonight. So I'm just going to start to describe a little bit of how this will get going in just a second here. So this will be a guided meditation. Off the top, I thought it'd be really creative because one of the best tools I found to kind of initiate not only anxiety-focused meditations, but just meditations in general is actually a tool I discovered through Heal, or one of the experts that's in Heal. And if you look through a lot of the social clips we've put together over the years, one of them focuses on this breathing technique. And it actually comes from Joan Borisenko, who is one of the experts in Heal. I really love her work. It really resonated with me. It always has. And we're going to go through a breathing technique just to kind of quiet all of our minds and also just send a message to each of our bodies and our minds especially that we have the intention to relax, to calm, and to trust. So it's going to be a particular breathing technique. So we're not going to start the meditation right this second. I'm just going to show you as an example what this breathing technique will look like so you can kind of get prepared for it once we actually begin. Amazing. Philippines, Louisiana, New Jersey, Baltimore. Baltimore is actually one of my favorite U.S. cities. I'm a baseball junkie, so I love coming out to Oriole Park there. It's a beautiful stadium, so it's amazing to see you guys. But for this breathing technique, the way it's going to work is you're going to be breathing in initially just through your nose, so you'll have your mouth closed. You're going to breathe in to the point where you feel your belly fill up, but not to the point where you're forcing it to take in more than it naturally would. So just kind of taking it in through your nose, filling it up, a tiny pause, and I mean just a tiny pause of about a half a second to a second. And then you're going to exhale at a nice, steady, and slow pace out of your mouth only using pursed lips. So as if you have like a straw in your mouth and you're just blowing out that way. So I'm going to do just one cycle of that breath now just to show you what it would look like. But that, when we get going, is going to be the breathing cycle that we'll begin the meditation with. And then from there, I'll guide you through the process. So that main breathing technique from Joan Borisenko begins through the nose. Tiny pause. And out through the mouth as if I have my pursed lips or I'm blowing out of a straw. So that's what the initial breath is going to look like. So to kick off in just a second here, you're going to do 2 of those cycles. If you want to do more, you can do a few more. But once you've done 2 or maximum of, I'd say 3, just bring yourself to your normal breath. Just bring yourself back to whatever feels natural for you, whatever feels relaxing for you while in a meditative state. Of course, I'm going to give, because everyone's going to kind of have a different breath capacity, I'm going to give people a bit more time to go through that 2 full cycles of that in through the nose, the tiny pause, and then the out through the mouth as if you're breathing through a straw. And then once I've kind of given everybody an opportunity to do that, I will start with the guided meditation process. Okay? It's going to be about 15, 20 minutes, I would say, I would guess. I kind of try not to calculate it too much, but it won't run too long, I promise. And of course, afterwards, I'm happy to stay online and answer any questions. And of course, people can also direct message me if you don't think of something right away after, or even reach out through the Heal messaging. I help to manage the social media, so it'll get to me no matter what. But we'll dive right into it. So just get yourself comfortable, first and foremost. Whether you're sitting or laying, just kind of get yourself in a comfortable position. Not a position where you'll fall asleep, ideally. So not too comfortable, but comfortable enough that your body feels it can stay in that position. And one last thing I'll throw in. I'm personally of the frame of mind that if you ever feel during the meditation that you feel itchy, or you feel like you need to adjust your leg or your arm or your shoulder, don't feel like that's ruining the meditation. Don't judge yourself. Don't let your mind start to eat away at that fact. It's like, oh, you must not be in a deep meditative state. Just adjust yourself, do whatever you need to do, and come back to it. Focus on your breathing, focus on my voice. Be kind to yourself through this process. It makes it a lot easier. There's no one set way to meditate. There's no one set way or else it's ruined. Just kind of let yourself be easy on yourself, and you'll really get the most out of this. Okay, so we'll begin now. Again, one more time. Just 2 cycles of breath in through the nose at your own pace until you feel your belly is supple, full. A tiny suspension, and then exhaling out through the mouth as if you're breathing out through a straw. All right, enjoy, guys. Once you complete your second cycle of the breath, it's okay if you're not there yet. Just allow your body to return to what feels like easy and natural breathing. Whether it be through your nose or through your mouth, just let your body relax and sink into the space that you're currently occupying. Allow the weight of your body to sink into the floor or the seat or the cushion or whatever the case may be for you individually right now. Feel every joint and muscle just relax. Be at ease. Let your jaw relax. Let your forehead relax. Let your arms relax. All these points of common tension, let them just truly rest as we dial into this process. And as you continue to breathe, I'm now going to count up from the number 1 all the way up to number 10. And I encourage you, as I say each number, to visualize that number flashing in the center of your forehead 3 times. Flashing right in the area where most of us out there would say it, where our third eye is housed or where it exists. But just right there in between your eyebrows or in the center of your forehead, see that number flashing 3 times. Each number is going to signify a deeper level of connectivity to this meditative process, a deeper level of connectivity to your higher self, your inner guidance, to your truest state of being. And it will also signify a deeper connection to everyone else that is participating in this meditative experience, both live and for those of you who are catching it on a replay, to dial into the energy that was created during the live experience. 1. See the number flash 3 times in the center of your forehead. 2. 3. 4. 5. See it flash 3 times in the center of your forehead. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Now, at level 10, I invite each of our individual bodies to bring the vibrational frequency of every cell that makes up each of our individual 3D bodies up to the highest vibrational frequency that we can currently handle. I also set the intention to align all of our chakras and to bring each of them also up to their highest vibrational frequency, strengthening the connection that exists between all of them, allowing them to radiate equally and to be equally accessible to us in everything that we do, both during this meditation and beyond. I also set the intention and ask each of our individual angels or guides, or even just our own individual souls, or from a religious context, if you see it as a God or spirit or anything beyond, to assist us in removing all veils from in front of our third eye, any blockages that we may have preventing us from easily accessing and seeing things for what they truly are. to dial into our highest selves and to always be connected to our truest essence and to this highest state of being. And as you continue to keep your attention in the center of the forehead, the same area where we were just counting up from 1 to 10, I invite you to visualize the doors of an elevator right in front of your face, center of your forehead, the doors of an elevator. Doesn't matter how you see it, whether it has 2 doors that swing open or 1 giant door that swings across or any other variation. See that elevator. See it open. And as it opens, I ask the sun, this brilliant beam of light, even if it's not presently shining in your current location, I ask the sun, because it's always shining somewhere, to connect with each of our open elevator shafts, to serve as a portal of light, a portal of love, and a portal for us to release the stories, programs, and belief systems that feed our anxiety and that make us feel that anxiety is greater than us and prevent us from being our truest and greatest selves. I strengthen this connection. I set the intention for this connection to be as individually strong for each of us as we can all individually and uniquely handle. And as we keep that elevator shaft open, I'm now going to make a number of statements that as I state them, visualize them being released from the elevator. This elevator is a portal into your mind, into the thoughts, programs, and belief systems that we have all been guilty as part of being human, and there's nothing wrong with that. Have all been guilty of believing, have all been guilty of letting us get locked into different unhelpful states. So as we say each of these statements, we acknowledge them, respect them, but let them go out through the elevator shaft into this brilliant beam of light to be neutralized, to no longer impact our thoughts, programs, and belief systems. I start with the thought, program, and belief of I am incapable. I am weak. Anxiety is bigger than me. Anxiety is out of my control. Anxiety is something I must live with. Anxiety has gotten the better of me before, and it will get the better of me again. I am prone to anxiety attacks. I am prone to panic attacks. I am afraid of my next anxiety attack. I am afraid. Feel the strength of that one. If you need to repeat it a few times, like I'm feeling compelled to, I am afraid. Visualize it, feel it. Let that belief system, the neuroplasticity in your brain that has been built from all the times and experiences that have made you feel that that is real, that is the reality that needs to be experienced, that is the way you are stuck. Let that go. These are just stories. They are a part of our past. They are part of who we were, but no longer need to be a part of who we are and who we choose to be. I am unworthy. I am unloved. Let each of these statements go, whether they resonate and ring true. They're all things we could benefit from no longer tricking ourselves into believing. My mind is a minefield. I am always on the cusp of another anxiety attack. My anxiety makes it impossible for me to travel. My anxiety makes it impossible for me to work. My anxiety makes it impossible for me to experience. I am incapable. As each of these statements are said, feel and see them exiting your mind through that open elevator shaft into this brilliant beam of light. Take a moment here in silence to think of any other statements, any other thought patterns, programs, belief systems that you've falsely let yourself believe, that you've given too much strength to, that you are now choosing to no longer give that strength to set yourself free from these unnecessary thought patterns. And as you say each one, feel free to even see yourself, to let it really sink in. You can take a moment of even visualizing yourself, writing it out letter by letter or word by word, or repeat certain statements if it really feels rooted within you, like it's attached and really latched on. Repeat it as many times as you need to let it go. Continue to share anything that comes to mind of statements that you know deep down within your heart, within your gut, to not be true. Statements that you no longer choose to identify with, choose to give power to. As you visualize and say your final statements, I begin the process of thanking that which operated beyond us, that which operated beyond our physical bodies, in assisting with us releasing these statements, releasing these beliefs, releasing these programs, releasing all of these unnecessary thought patterns that we've let hold us back. I thank the sun for serving as a source of neutralization as it disconnects from the process and we move on to the next stage. With that elevator shaft, I want you to now visualize that door closing for a moment. And as that door closes, it resets. It allows the neutral palette of your mind to experience a breath or two of existence without those thoughts running rampant. Existence without those thoughts dictating your state of being and locking you into states of fear of what your future states of being will be. Feel the emptiness from a state of peace. As we now reopen the elevator, visualize it opening again. But this time, we dial in new, healthy, and helpful thought patterns and belief systems that will serve as the foundation to assist us in not only conquering anxiety in this present moment as we practice this meditation, but also once we step beyond it, to assist us to be more resilient in the face of panic or anxiety, whether it shows up in the form that we've become accustomed to it or in a brand new way. So with that elevator door wide open, we now set in place the following statements, and I encourage you to come up with any others that naturally come to mind from a place of love. I am strong. Visualize the words. Feel the words sinking into your mind. I am capable. I am worthy of love. I love myself. This feels like a big one. I love myself. I trust myself. My mind is my friend. My mind is on my team. My mind is a powerful tool to assist me in conquering anxiety. I am in control of my thoughts, and I am in control of how long I choose to let something impact me. Because I am powerful. I remain calm in the face of anxiety. I remain calm and trusting in the face of any anxiety or panic triggers. I am capable of traveling if I choose to. I am capable of working if I choose to. I am capable of any and all experiences that I choose to experience from a place of love. I am not restricted by my panic and anxiety or a fear of my panic or anxiety. I am grateful to be alive. I am grateful to be me. I am protected. I am supported. I am never alone. And I am strong. Again, take a moment to either repeat any of what I've already shared on behalf of all of us, or visualize any other statements, programs, and belief systems to really set as the foundation, as the always present reminder of what truly is, to serve as the basis from which you approach all challenges in life moving forward. Visualize the words. Feel the words. As each of these statements continue to sink in through this elevator shaft into our mind, forming healthy neural pathways and thought patterns and belief systems that assist us not only in this present moment, but assist us moving forward, being readily accessible for us to dial into whenever life throws its challenges at us, as it inevitably always does. To see those challenges as an opportunity to dial into this strength and to discover an even deeper level of love, trust, patience, perseverance, and gratitude within ourselves. Remembering that we are all human, and that even when challenges arise, that is a part of the human experience, and it's not a matter of you having failed or you being unlucky or your life being worse than anyone else's. Those are all thoughts, programs, and belief systems that you would have to actively choose to lock into. And through this meditation, we provide ourselves with that internal reminder and that access point to dial into at any point, to instead choose to see things in this way. to allow us to experience and be present with each individual moment from a place of love. And as we see that elevator shaft still in the center of our forehead, I want you to now visualize once again those doors closing. We're going to do one final exercise with the elevator shaft. As the door shuts, all of those healthy thoughts, programs, and belief systems set their way within us from a place of love and love only. I want you to now visualize, or I encourage you to now visualize that elevator shaft traveling downwards, slowly navigating itself from the center of your forehead, forging a tunnel beneath it as it travels downwards through your body, eventually settling on your heart space, right in the center of your chest. And as it moves down, it forges that tunnel, creates a pathway for this elevator to always exist, creates a pathway for energy to flow. And once it arrives at your heart, I want you to once again visualize that door opening and all of those powerful statements of love and strength and gratitude and everything else wonderful that we dialed into spreads out from that elevator at the level of your heart within your body, in unison with what has been created at the level of your mind just moments ago. And as that continues to spread and ruminate, I encourage you to once again see that elevator shaft close and move downwards even further, continuing to forge before it a path, a tunnel. This time stopping for its final stop right in the center of your belly, which is symbolic or representative of your intuitive guidance or your gut. And once it reaches your gut, that elevator shaft and the doors once again open, and each of those statements of power and love and gratitude and courage and confidence, genuine self-confidence, ruminate out from the elevator shaft into your gut, into your intuition, in perfect unison with your mind and with your heart, as we did just moments ago. Giving all three aspects, your mind, your heart, and your gut, equal, easy access to this inner knowing of just how capable, how strong, how beautiful, how deserving of love, how fearless, how trusting, everything else that you are and have the ability to be at any given time. And as that elevator door closes now at the center of your gut, we leave that pathway between your heart, your mind, and your gut to always be accessible. And we encourage each of our individual bodies, whenever life presents us with something that we need to decide upon or act upon or react to have easy and equal access to all three aspects. So we never get too heady, we never get too emotionally heart-driven, or we never get too pulled on a whim by too many things. Instead, we have easy access to all three of them, choosing to pull at them as needed at any given point. There's this incredible pathway rooted in love between our mind, our heart, and our gut. As you continue to just breathe what feels like a natural breath, I encourage you to just sit in this feeling, sit in this energy for just a few seconds, and then I am going to count down from 10 to 1. This time, each number, as you visualize it 3 times in the center of your forehead, it will visualize and it will represent a stepping back into your 3D form, into your physical body. Each level brings you closer and closer to your body, and as we continue to get down with the count, you can start to wiggle your fingers, your toes, or bring yourself back into the room, And once we get to the number 1, you can open your eyes and bring yourself truly back. 10, 9, 8, 7, see it flashing 3 times, 6, 5, you can start to wiggle your fingers or your toes or whatever you feel inclined to, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring yourself back into the room. Once you feel ready, you can draw your attention back to the visual of your phone. I'm happy to stick around for a few minutes to answer any questions anyone may have. And of course, I'm happy to be accessible even beyond this live session, or for those of you who aren't seeing it live, maybe catching it on a replay afterwards, definitely feel free to reach out to me directly if you had any questions, or through the Heal. You're welcome. See the comment there? You're welcome. Absolutely. Through Heal, you can either direct message Heal or you can direct message me. I'll just type out my username one more time on Instagram just for those of you that want to reach out. Another thing I'm happy to offer, if anyone in particular out there struggles with anxiety and would like to do some regular work with it, I have put together a course that shares everything that worked the best for me in terms of my own conquering of anxiety, and is also assisting other people with it. So I'm happy to obviously give that resource to people, as readily as I can. So feel free to reach out. I'm happy to share as much as I can with people to assist you on your own individual journey, because of course anxiety can be tricky, but not as tricky anymore. Thank you so much. I love you guys too. Thank you. So it can be a tricky experience to navigate, but I truly do believe that we are all capable of conquering anxiety. To find the course, I will, the best thing to do, I would say, just send me a direct message. Either send Heal a direct message. I'll monitor the messages over the next few days to see if anything comes in, or send me a direct message at Mark DeNicola, and then I will connect you with everything for the course itself. It's on the platform Udemy, so it's very easily accessible. It's very low cost, and I'm always happy to give anyone access to it that needs it at even a favorable price or anything like that. It's not about making money for me, it's about providing that resource. So thank you guys, I really appreciate it. I'll wait around one more minute. I'm just seeing a bunch of thank yous, which warms my heart. I love guiding meditations. It was an absolute privilege to be on this tonight with the Heal community and to share this with all of you. Heal, of course, is something that's very dear to my heart, having worked with Heal for over 7 years now. It's something that's been so incredible to see how many people it already has and continues to touch. People that are just discovering the film now, or taking it to the next level by reading the companion book that Kelly put together, or listening to episodes of the podcast. Can you watch it somewhere? Absolutely. It's going to be made available. If you're just tuning in now, we're going to have the replay available here on Instagram, and we'll also be posting it on YouTube in the coming days as well. So definitely will be the replay fully available. So keep an eye out for that. Also, I will say one quick fun note. Later tonight or early tomorrow, we're releasing our newest episode of the podcast. Since this was about anxiety tonight, that seemed to be something that a lot of you were really resonating with, as something that you wanted to work on. I also strongly recommend the newest episode of the podcast. Kelly sits down with Dr. David Spiegel, and it's an incredible episode where he talks about hypnosis and his work with his app Reverie, and part of the episode actually dives into hypnosis and the way he's kind of used it, how he's used it to kind of help people treat anxiety amongst other mental health challenges. So it's definitely worth checking out. So keep an eye out for that new episode of the podcast. If you're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, it's all going out within the next, I would say, 6 to 8 hours. It'll be out there, so definitely keep an eye out for that. And of course, be sure to tune in this Sunday when we have our next Heal Instagram live session. It'll be another WellSet practitioner that'll be coming on to offer another live offering. And of course, we will be back next Wednesday with another one of these healing sessions as well. Another might be guided meditation with Adam, I believe it is next week, or it could be someone else. We always have great people on here. Awesome to see the one of you done hypnosis and have the Reverie app. That's awesome to see. And for those that missed the meditation, yeah, no worries. That replay will be available. So again, I thank you guys for being here tonight. I truly hope that you enjoyed it. It was an absolute pleasure to connect with all of you, to also just feel that within me what really was digging deep, and I felt like some of it was coming from those of you out there that tuned in and caught the process and were a part of the process, whether it be for the full thing or for just part of it. So thank you again. Thank you to the Heal community. We deeply love you all. Continue to monitor us here on Instagram and the other platforms. We have so much great content always coming out to you guys, and I hope to be with you guys again in a future week to offer more guided meditations, just like so many of the other wonderful part of our members of our team that do it with you as well. So enjoy the rest of your evening, everyone, or if you're doing this at a different point, I hope you enjoyed it and look forward to connecting with you again soon. Much love.